All right, well, let's get started. Welcome, welcome, and happy holiday days, friends. Thank you so much for being here. I'm really grateful and thank you very much for your support and showing up for me. I truly appreciate it. And I'm really excited today to share some holiday tips with you about how to make your holidays a little bit healthier and how easy that is to infuse wellness with this holiday season. 2020 has been quite a crazy year, right? So I think we're all ready to wave goodbye to 2020. So let's wave goodbye and bring in some new holiday cheer for the end of the year. If you're a new friend, I wanted to just introduce myself. I'm Marty Litwin, and I'm a healthy lifestyle designer and health coach. And I started my business, Wellbeing Breakthrough, to help others achieve their health goals and live a happier and healthier life. Um, I had a minor health crisis a few years ago where I was diagnosed with high blood pressure, pre-diabetes, and I was 40 pounds overweight. And thankfully, I've just been able to turn all that around. And now I feel so empowered and passionate about helping others do the same. And I'm just truly, thankful and grateful every day that I've been able to make some progress on my health journey and get to a better place health wise. So now I feel that it's important to give back and to help others. My motto that I live by and the mission of my business is wellness made easy. And I truly believe that because I think it's just so important to make wellness and make health and those healthy habits really easy to put into your daily life. So that's kind of where I'm coming at is, everything that I teach, I want it to be very doable for you. So let's get started. Today we're going to talk about healthier feasts and how you can make your dishes a little bit healthier. I also have some food gift ideas. And of course, everyone wants tips for not overindulging and staying on track. So we're going to talk about that too. So the first question that I have for you is how can we make our feasts and celebrations healthier? I know that might seem like quite a challenge, but it's really not. It's something that we can definitely do. And most importantly, I know you all have your favorites. So we don't need to throw away our favorites and not have those. Those are special holiday treats for your celebration, for your festivities. So of course, we want to keep those special dishes in. Um, and I was just reading an article from Pioneer Woman, and she did a survey of US favorites. And does anybody know the favorite side dish in the US? Anyone want to make a guess?
Mashed
Wow.
potatoes.
Oh my gosh, did you all read it?
No.
Okay, yes, it's mashed potatoes. So we are absolutely a carb loving nation here. So mashed potatoes is the winner, but there are ways, to even make mashed potatoes a little healthier as well. So the first thing that I wanted to talk about is generally for the season, you're going to want to focus on nutrient dense foods. And a nutrient dense food is usually a seasonal item that is generally bright colored, very high in fiber, high in antioxidants, and it has a lot of vitamins. So when you are preparing your celebrations or even just everyday, seasonally, look for foods that are nutrient dense. And perfect examples in the fall are pumpkins, squash, sweet potatoes, cranberries. All of those are very richly, nutritious, bright colors, and they pack a lot of punch. So focus on those nutrient dense foods. Secondly, we can add a lot of impact to our food with herbs and spices. So go all in on those, use them very liberally. You can never have too many herbs and spices. Add a lot of variety with your herbs and spices. Again, they have the antioxidants, and they will add flavor so that you won't need to add flavor with salts and processed foods and other chemicals. Some really wonderful herbs for this season are rosemary, a thyme, and of course for your desserts, add some nice warming cinnamon. Next, I wanted to bring up substituting healthy ingredients. And if you're thinking, oh my God, like my dish will never be the same if it's not loaded with cream and butter and sugar and all of those things, I can really assure you that there are amazing substitutes. So let me tell you what some of those substitutes are. For example, butter. I know butter and sugar are so prevalent in your holiday cooking and baking. And those are definitely, two big offenders for a healthy lifestyle. So butter you can really easily replace with olive oil. Olive oil has the polyphenols. It's a really nice, robust flavor too. And so you won't sacrifice flavor at all. If you are baking with butter, I often substitute a coconut oil, and that really, can easily be substituted. Your bake is still terrific. Sugar, sugar is a really big one. I remember making the cranberries, and it's just cup after cup after cup of the white processed, highly inflammatory, insulin inducing sugar. And so again, we can really simply replace that by just doing these easy swaps. You're going to lower calories, lower inflammation, and up your nutrition. Some ideas for sugar is I buy some date syrup, and you can get this at Alassan's or Whole Foods. It's really easy. You can even, swirl it on different things like in oatmeal or your cereals. So date syrup is a nice way to replace your sugar. Of course, honey. And, going into cold and flu season, honey is a nice way to boost your immune system. Maple syrup. I cannot say enough great things about maple syrup as a fall flavor. You can easily add that to your cranberry sauces, to your pumpkin pies. Again, that beautiful color and hearty, robust flavor is such a nice way to go. All of these, substitutes, they do have sugar. So, you still need to be aware that it is still sugar, but they're highly flavorful, so you'll need less. Another substitute is you can add in bone broth in your gravies and sauces. And bone broth does have a lot of really important vitamins for you. And it also has some protein. So it is, kind of a nice way to up the nutritional value. And for desserts, one thing that I was reading about the other day was that they're making pie crust now with nuts. And I was like, mind blown. I mean, thank you, because I'm gluten free. I would love to eat a pie with a nut crust. So it seemed very easy, just finely grinding some nuts, mixing in some melted coconut oil and forming the crust. And, that nutty flavor blends so beautifully with all the pies of the season. And with the nuts, you're also adding in some protein, fiber, and a lot of minerals and vitamins. So remember, substitutions is just an easy way. Next, we want to think about adding things. And this is a concept that I teach a lot for my coaching clients because, wellness is not taking away or neglecting or not having. Wellness can really be about adding. So healthier things that you're adding could be soups. If you want to add a pumpkin soup or squash soup, that's a nice way to kind of kick off your feast. And again, that's very high in nutrients, high in fiber. So you can add your soups. You really do want to have some veggies for people. Give me a wave if you have ever been to a party or an event and you're feeling good, you're really on track, you're like, I got this. I'm healthy and living the wellness life. And you're there and you want to make the healthy choice, but there's like no options. So you really want to make sure that you're offering and having the options for yourself, for your guests. That's really helpful to them, especially if you have guests that are gluten free, dairy free, or have allergies. These are just ways that you can impact health in a positive way just by having something. And so I found these and I printed them out, and they are like so darn cute, right? Can you see those little turkey veggie appetizer plates? And I just thought, how perfect. Like the kids can even help you make that, decorate the little turkey. It's a nice appetizer, even if you're just having a little broccoli, a little cucumber. At least that's some veggies for you and the rest of your family, and a healthy offering. Some other healthy choices, especially for dessert, because a lot of people, really wonder, well, how can we be healthy at dessert? Trust me, it's possible to be healthy at dessert. And so, what you can do is coat some fruits in a healthy, pure, high quality dark chocolate. You can totally do that, and it's delicious. And make a lovely platter, and your healthy guests will be super happy about that. You can coat oranges, berries are nice if you want to even add a few nuts or a couple of dates. It's a great idea. Just make a little dark chocolate covered platter. So, and the last thing we want to do is definitely want to avoid cans and jars. And sort of old me celebrating Thanksgiving, I would go shopping like the month before and just start stocking up on cans and jars of things. Cans of cranberry sauce, the jars of gravy, cans of sweet potatoes. And this season is so beautiful. They have the most beautiful produce that really go fresh. Go fresh and avoid the BPA, avoid extra sodium, avoid the preservatives. Probably the biggest offender is the mushroom soup that we put on the green bean casseroles. That just isn't necessary. Super high in sodium. So where possible, use fresh. Water. And so, with the season and with being into wellness and living life as a healthy person, a lot of people ask me, so what are you making? What's going to be on your table? And I'll show you a sample menu. So this is my sample menu of what I would make for my feast. And you can really see it's nothing outrageous. Everything is flavorful. This absolutely checks every single box for being nutrient dense, for being fresh, for having vitamins and minerals and fiber. So the only thing that I forgot to put was maybe I'd start with a soup like a pumpkin or squash, but an herb turkey, again, just load on the herbs. You can't really go wrong. Can't have too many herbs. A lot of herbs. I put olive oil and a little bone broth in the gravy. A paleo stuffing. I know that this, might sound unusual, but it's really not. It's just some almond flour and tiger nut flour, and it still has the celery, the onions, and you can have some apples in it. So, for gluten-free people, it is a nice choice. Cranberries and oranges are lovely together, such high impact flavor. And I'm putting in the maple syrup. So instead of that, white sugar, the maple syrup, it goes a long way. And the robust flavor is wonderful. Sweet potatoes, it is not a Thanksgiving feast without the sweet potatoes. And I'm leaving in the marshmallows. We all love it. It's my favorite too. So marshmallows not going anywhere. But I did switch it up. So we used to have butter and brown sugar in the sweet potatoes, and I changed it up and now put in some pineapple and some orange juice in place of the butter. And it really is so tasty. And it's sweet. I mean, my goodness, when I looked at my old recipe, it was like sweet potatoes on top of brown sugar and, so many things. So it's like, gosh, how much sugar do you need? This is a lovely flavor, and the sweetness comes from fruit. A fall salad is a really nice addition. Again, if you want to add nice healthy addition to your feast. And this one is especially beautiful. This doesn't just have to be at your feast. I mean, take this combination and use it during the season. Throw in some chicken, a salmon works really well with this, but it is fall salad. So some greens. I use a ripe pear, very ripe, dice it, and put in some pecans, and use candied ginger. So if you shop at Trader Joe's, this is like my total secret weapon, candied ginger. It's amazing. You can add it to your salads, to your morning oatmeal. You can snack on it by itself. It's also really great for digestion. So for such a large feast, having a few bites of ginger will really help you. But this is fantastic, and it comes in, little round discs. So the little discs, I dice them very fine, chop them fine, sprinkle them on top of the salad, and it's like a spicy sweet. So fantastic. So pick up some of the candied ginger. Since we want to add vegetables, I threw in a roasted sprouts, put a couple of dates in with the sprouts. And of course, dessert. So no skimping on dessert. I'm gonna try that nutty pumpkin crust, like I was telling you about, the pie crust. I'm gonna try that with pumpkin pie. And in the pumpkin pie, I do use a coconut milk for dairy free, and apple cobbler. This one's such a big hit, even when it's not Thanksgiving, and it's a clean dessert. Just some very fresh apples tossed with a little bit of coconut oil, cinnamon, nutmeg, and covered with coconut shreds and some almond flour. Very clean, really delicious. And you can totally add a whipped cream, an ice cream if people eat that, or even a yogurt. Sometimes I'll do the apple cobbler for a snack or for breakfast with the yogurt. So you see, all super yummy and healthy, right? Okay, give a thumbs up if you see something on here that could work for you and your feast. Yay, I see thumbs up. Awesome. So if you are thinking, oh my goodness, if I show this menu to my family, it looks a little different than what we usually have. And, my family might say, Mom, have you gone crazy? Well, here's what you say. No, crazy is when you eat fake food and you overindulge and don't feel good at the holidays. Like, that's more crazy. There's nothing crazy here about real food. And then you tell them, sit down and eat your veggies. So that's a sample menu. I'm glad you see things that can work for you. Now I wanted to share some food gifts because, it's such a festive time of year. Everybody has a lot of gratitude, a lot of happy vibes. It's just a nice time to give to others. So we have some food gifts that will also help you share the wellness, spread some health around. So let me tell you about my food gift ideas. Herbs, if you go to the nursery or even the market now, they have really lovely mini herbs and some bigger herbs. I know some of you love to garden. You can do kind of an herb medley. Make one for yourself and then make one as a gift. I'd love to have the herb pot in the kitchen and snip away, especially, for the herb turkey or something like that. Herbs are a really nice gift. I have been making some little mini olive oils. You can see the bottle. And the olive oils are so simple. You just put an herb in, put some olive oil in. You could do peppercorns at the bottom, add a little garlic, add a sun-dried tomato if you want an Italian taste, and even just tie on a little recipe or note. But olive oils are a beautiful gift as well. Trail mixes. I think I'm going to be the new trail mix queen. And I'll tell you why. This is a very cautionary tale. Don't ever let your husband shop at Costco alone. Just don't do it. God only knows what he will come home with. And this happened to me. And my husband came home with a ginormous bag of trail mix. And I looked at the ingredients, and the ingredients were hydrogenated oils, food dyes, preservatives, sulfurs. And I'm like, again, food in its natural state can be so easy and really delicious. So with something like a trail mix, I mean, we're talking some nuts, some dried fruits, maybe some little sweeteners, but there's really no reason to muck up a trail mix. So trail mixes make a really nice gift, and I put them in cute little jars. And if you're on our Facebook page, I'm gonna put all these fun charts. But I made a really great chart for trail mix. I don't know if you'll be able to see that. And in the chart, I just kind of give the proportions, and I give you sort of lists of possible combinations. So we've got nuts, we've got dried fruits, some little treats in there, and some spices, and so you can mix and match. And if nothing else, I really, really want to inspire people to get back in the kitchen and play with food and get creative, and have your kids come in, have your grandkids come in and just crunch up the nuts, mix and match and make a fun trail mix, because a trail mix is really a beautiful snack. It's got your healthy fats, your proteins, some fiber with the fruits, a lot of vitamins. And you can go with a theme. If you want to make one that is a fall theme, throw in some pumpkin seeds, throw in some cranberries. You can do a walnut or an almond. Or let's say you want to do something tropical. It's getting towards summertime, or maybe you're having a Hawaiian party or something. You could easily do something tropical. And for that, maybe do some cashews, a pineapple, coconuts, throw that in. You could even pop in some dark chocolate or carob. So I'll definitely post this chart, but think of that as a gift. Think of it as something for yourself, or you can put that out when company comes over. And especially for the kids, really get them engaged in making their own food and eating natural food, and such a healthy way to go. Same goes for your granolas and your oatmeals, really similar to your trail mix. And my goodness, I've got my old-fashioned rolled oats here. And who would have thought that these would be the breakout star for fall 2020? But I've been doing all kinds of things with these granolas. Again, going with a theme for granola, you can throw in some pumpkin spice, and make that a fall theme granola, or do something fruity. Granolas are so easy. And I have a chart for that too that I'll also put up on the Facebook page. And it's just a little recipe for making granola, super easy. And same thing, you can power it up, add some flax, add some chia, throw in the seeds, some vanilla, for flavor so that you're not using a lot of artificial sweeteners with that. And really easy, a super nice gift as well. Same with oatmeal. I've been making little mini oatmeals to go. These are really cute. People love them. So if you have company, and then when you send your company home, I'll put this recipe online as well. It's just a half a cup of the rolled oats, and you can choose any little fruits that you like. I do put in a scoop of a very, very clean protein powder. And you can send this home with somebody. And here's another tip. If you use a bigger jar, you can take that to go, and then all you need is to throw in some hot water, and you've got a healthy, hearty, very filling, and nutritious breakfast wherever you go. So think of those things. The last gift that I've been making, and again, if you want to get in the kitchen and have some fun, is try out making some herbal teas. And herbal teas, you can put them in really lovely tins. And if you don't have the tins, you can also just use a little bag. And this little bag is actually enough for a week of tea for somebody because you only use a little spoonful. But making teas is so healthy and it's so easy. You just need to start with some dehydrated fruit. And the fruit you can just dehydrate in your oven. So you can dehydrate apples, use the peels of oranges, lemons, and have some fun with the flavors. So with your teas, let's say you want a relaxing tea. You could do a lemon peel with some lavender. That's a nice combination. If you want an energizing tea, you could do the apples with a cinnamon and ginger and a cardamom or clove. So, pop in the kitchen, have some fun. It's really, a good idea just to engage, and everyone will love all these gifts. They really will appreciate it. You can add little tags with recipes, and it's just a nice way to spread wellness and health around. Okay, so sorry, got a little drink here. So some people have asked me to give them tips for enjoying the holidays and having a good time and having a few treats, but not going to the extreme and not overindulging. I know, haven't we like all had that problem? Like raise your hand or give a high five if we have all at some point in our lives overindulged and kind of live to regret that. I know. I feel your pain. So I mean the first thing about overindulging really, and this is something that you should have during the holiday season and lock this down, is your mindset and your presence. Because my mindset is everything. And mindset is just really going to help you navigate sometimes challenging moments. This year is just very different and inherently different. And so it's going to look a little different how we celebrate. So obviously we're missing family, we're missing the parties, we're missing the celebrations, things are not the same. So that just kind of has to be embraced for this year and go with it. But at the same time, we can also find opportunity in that. And the opportunity could be, well, this year is a little different. It's a good time for me to kickstart my health. So if things are different, we can kind of just roll with that. And being present and lowering your stress. Hopefully we will all have a little bit lower stress this year. We're not rushing around, going to the malls as much, doing the shopping, not, cooking for huge crowds this year. So lower stress could help you too. And also, as we're in the holidays, I think as moms especially, we just really strive to have everything be perfect. Like we want the most beautiful decorations, and everything at our feast, is perfect. Every gift that we buy is perfect and beautifully wrapped. And it's a lot, and it's a lot of stress. So, again, just realize things don't have to be perfect. A lot of your memories are just very special how they are. The reason of the season is being with your family, celebrating with friends, sharing the warmth and sharing the love is what's really important. Being perfect, it's okay to just let that go, right? Um, oh gosh, I forgot to flip this. But I do have just some really practical and easy tips for when you're going to the party or the event and you're in that situation, and you really just want to stay on track and not be extreme and overindulging. So the first idea, of course, is wellness is not at all about denying yourself or restricting in any way, or telling yourself like I can't have this, or I can't do this. I think the more you do that, it puts you in a very anxious mindset and kind of a toxic mental loop, and that's not a place that you want to be. So don't worry about denying or restricting. Something constructive that you could do is portion control. So, say, oh, I would love to try that and have a bite or two. It's not a big deal. Also, making minis. I love to have little minis, and minis are such an easy way to feel satisfied without going overboard. Like mini pumpkin pies. For a couple of years now, we've done mini latkes. I've seen that they're making the stuffing with muffin cups, and that's really helpful for staying on track too. Um, I kind of do a silly thing when I have a plate. I'll eat the healthiest thing first. So if you maybe try that strategy, I'm just going to eat the healthiest thing first. That'll help fill you up so that when you get to a more indulgent food, you're a little full and not as apt to go all in on that. Um, One other thing is just choose what you love. The holidays, we all have our complete favorite foods. Like, oh my God, I love the mashed potatoes. I can't live without my grandma's cookies. And I mean, whatever it is, if you love it, and I mean love, like it's okay. Just go for it. I mean, eat it. It's fine. The issue is we don't love everything. So if you're at an event and maybe they're serving eggnog and they have gingerbread cookies, and those are festive foods that you feel like, oh, but it's not the holidays if I don't eat them. Well, if you don't love them, don't eat them. It's okay. It will still be the holidays, it will still be festive. But if there is something that you just die for, that every year I'm so looking forward, to my mother's cake, and that's what you love, then go for it. No apologies. And I want to share with you a really important and kind of life changing concept, and that is focus. So asking yourself, where is your focus? And so if you'll do this little exercise with me, and close your eyes for just a second. So close your eyes. just take a quick deep breath, and I'm going to give you just a request, kind of a command, and keep your eyes closed. And let's just see what your brain and subconscious do when I give this to you. Okay, ready? Don't close the door. Don't close the door. Do not close the door. Okay, open your eyes. And our brains are super crazy. Give me a thumbs up if in your mind you pictured a door closing. I know, right? It totally happens. So if you picture a door closing, that just goes to show you, how much of your focus is really in in need of control. So let's say that you go to a gathering, and you want to stay on track, and you're thinking in your head, I'm not going to eat cake. I'm not going to eat cake. I'm not going to eat cake. And your brain actually is hearing cake, focusing on cake, and going for the cake, because that's just sort of what our brains do. So the strategy for that is to really focus on something else, something that is not food centered at all. So if you're celebrating the holidays, really focus on the non-food things, like, I'm really excited to see my niece this year. I'm excited to hold the new baby. I'm excited to see how my mom decorated. Focusing on those things just takes all the pressure off of food at all, and you really are less likely to overindulge. And I just wanted to share a quick kind of amusing story about me and focus. Because usually for Thanksgiving, my family and I, we go to a resort, we go away, we love doing that. And we do the huge Thanksgiving buffets. And so for a few years now, I've had some food sensitivities and more of a restricted eating plan. So, of course, last year we go to the resort. I call ahead, I let them know I don't do gluten, I don't do dairy, no soy, no corn, etc. And we walk into the ballroom, and sure enough, where do they sit me? Oh my God, where do they sit me? Right next to the darn dessert table. I am not lying. And I'm just looking around going like, is this a cruel joke or what? Because no lie, I could not eat one thing at the dessert table, and they sat me right next to it, full view of the desserts. And so I sit down. I'm like really bummed out. I'm really mad. I'm like, why me? And this stinks. And I just realized, you know what? It's up to me and my focus to make a choice to focus on something else. And I'm there with my husband, I'm there with my children. My son's home from school. And it's like, I got to choose to change that mindset and to focus on what's truly important and truly special about the holiday and about the evening. And that's me being with my family. So once I changed that, it was a lovely evening. They even brought me a special little fruit platter for dessert. But, with focus, you have a choice, and you have a choice on what you focus on, and a choice to turn things around if things are seemingly not going your way. So same thing with overindulging for the holidays. Just choose your focus. Choose to focus on something else. So I think that's it. Thanks. Oh, last but not least, I know with food and with the holidays, that is a really loaded topic, and there's a lot of embedded food and love connotations, and that's really a wonderful thing. I just want to encourage everybody, that food isn't love. And so when you're looking at memories of the holidays, or when you're kind of needing comfort and you're needing warmth, which we're all totally needing that right now. To not reach for the food, because you can channel that warmth and happiness and joy and that comfort that you need. You can really, really channel that with holiday memories without kind of reaching for more food. So, okay, I think that's about it. I wanted to remind everybody to please join the private Facebook group, and I will be putting these charts in. Oh, and next week, make sure you come next week. It's like my favorite topic ever. Um, Being thankful is not just for Thanksgiving, and cultivating a gratitude practice. This is so impactful. Gratitude makes you 25% happier. I was just reading that today. And so come next week, we're going to do a whole class about gratitude and creating your own special gratitude practice. It will be amazing, and you'll feel thankful and happy all year long, not just at Thanksgiving. And then coming in January is my big class, Be Happy, Be Healthy, and Throw Your Scale Away. And that's a very foundational class, 10 weeks, for people looking to implement some healthy habits in their life and really get on track to increase longevity, decrease weight, decrease inflammation, and chart their path for wellness for a whole lifetime. So I can take questions. If you have questions, I'm more than happy to take the questions. I think you just have to unmute yourself. But I'm so blessed that you all are here and that I'm doing this work that I love, and it feels great to me, and I feel like I'm helping people. So I hope that some of these tips resonated with you today, and that you're able to make your feasts and your family even just a little bit healthier, move that needle to live a life of wellness. And thank you so much. But if you have questions, go ahead and ask.
Thank
Okay,
you, Marty.
hi.
That was fantastic.
Oh, thank you, Janet. I'm so happy that you're here today.
I'm going to join the Facebook group so I can see the recipes and stuff. I'm really interested in seeing the flyers for the veggie platters you showed.
Oh, aren't they cute? They are so
Yeah.
darn cute. I
Yeah,
know.
I couldn't see them really up close that well, so
Okay.
I'm excited to go online and check them out.
Oh, awesome. Okay, yes. I'll post. Okay, thank you. Any more questions?
So have you allowed your husband to go back to Costco?
Never.
Thanks, Marty. This is Jennifer,
Okay.
by the way. I don't know why I
Oh.
have weird letters on my screen.
Okay. Oh, no worries. I can't see.
Oh, good. Well, it was great. I loved all your gift ideas too.
Oh, well, good. Then I'll be expecting some tea or something from you. All right. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Okay. Any other questions? Nope. All right.
Hey, Marty, what's one
Yes.
of your favorite teas?
Oh, teas. Yes, I have a tea chart. So, and I'll post this in the group, or if you want me to scan it for you, I will. So with the teas, I mean, I don't necessarily have a favorite flavor, because with the herbal teas, I use them a little more therapeutically, sort of. So, if you want like an evening tea that relaxes you, like the lemon, lavender, chamomile, that goes nicely together. Or if you want a morning tea that's going to energize you, then you would kind of use a different blend. You can also, if you do have some trouble with digestion, or at your big Thanksgiving feast, you can blend up like a fennel, mint, and cinnamon tea. That would really work nicely. So I think it just depends, but I mean, it's really fun to just get in there and play around. So play around with the flavors, and I can kind of help you determine what flavors could be for what use. All right, well, happy feasting, everybody.